Hi, welcome to Ride Alongside. So I just a moment ago, but my video feed froze up. Hopefully this one will work. I am in Gonzales Canyon this morning, which is just north of Carmel Valley, north of the 56 freeway here in San Diego. And I'm on this piece of single track, and I thought, what a great spot to shoot another bike check video. So today I am on the El Monstercross. It's a Salsa El Mariachi frame and Fargo fork from 2013, and it is a great all-around rig. I'm on kind of a mixed terrain all-rounder type of ride this morning, riding a mix of pavement, fire road, single track stuff, but I always like to give you guys an idea for where I ride. So today I'm in Gonzales Canyon, and I'm gonna go connect to the 56 bike path, I think, maybe ride some of Penasquitos Canyon, but this bike is ideal for this type of ride that I'm doing today, which is becoming more and more the type of ride I want to do. This bike affords me a lot of luxuries in terms of versatility, being able to ride far, ride fast, and still ride some technical terrain here and there. So it's not anything like the Trek Stash, where I'm able to actually use it like a trail bike and kind of fly through some gnarly rock gardens and things like that. It also doesn't have the traction to climb up some loose stuff, nor does it have the flotation in sand, and it doesn't corner like the Trek Stash does, but it is a great compromise, so to speak, for a lot of the trails I ride in San Diego, where I have a mix of fire road, asphalt to get to the little pieces of single track like this one that I'm on, and this type of single track that has minimal rocks. I mean, it's got a little bit of rock up there, but it really doesn't have big rock gardens or anything. I guess I could show you guys this section of the trail here, but it's got a few spots that are loose and hard to get up, a couple little steep spots, but it's worth it because I have this set up so I can keep up my speed at 30 plus miles an hour really well, and it's got the drop bars, so I can find a lot of different hand positions to stay comfortable for the long haul, and it's actually very fast as well. It's just a fast rig. I've been very happy with it. So I guess we'll start off at the front like I usually do for these bike checks. This is the Terrain McFly tire, same one I have on the Trek Stash on the rear right now, and I like these tires a lot. They're very supple, tends to be the catchphrase of the day, but you can see I've got, I think, 15 psi in here. It's a 29 by 2.8, so it's not the widest tire, but this tire is just squishy. The knobs are very soft, so you can actually get quite a lot of traction with these tires, and they're very lightweight, extremely lightweight, under 900 grams, I think. I think they're actually under 800 grams. I could be wrong about that, I forget now, but anyway, extremely light tire. I'm a little bit hesitant to run them through too gnarly of rock gardens because I'm afraid that I might tear a sidewall, but we'll see. I'm testing them out for actually bikepacking.com, so we'll see. I'm doing kind of a long-term review with these, and they roll pretty well. Not as well as some 29 plus tires I've ridden, but they roll pretty well. Pretty good all-around tire, and very supple, like I said. So those are on the Velocity Blunt 35, and I have just smashed up this front wheel beyond anything I thought could have still held air. It's been dented many times, and I just dented it the other week and actually bent it back with a crescent wrench, and it mounted up this tire mounted up tubeless, no problem. So big thumbs up to Velocity. I love your stuff. I've never received anything from them to test. I purchased these wheels myself. These are on a Hope Pro 2 Evo front hub, and I think I've had these wheels for 4 or 5 years now. I can't really remember, but they're great. Built by Brendan at the hub up in Idlewild, Brendan Collier. So maybe it's a testament to his building skills, but they stay true and they hold air. And I can't imagine going to carbon because of the cracks I've seen in people's carbon rims when I can just bend these back with a crescent wrench. And they're not extremely heavy either for being a 35 mil wide rim. So like I said, the Salsa Fargo version 2 fork, it's got the anything cage, triple bosses, and then a lowrider mount. I'm planning to use that here coming up, so stay tuned for that. And then let's see, I got Cane Creek headset, the 40 headset, and Bond Trigger Rhythm Elite stem, and these are the cow chipper bars from Salsa. I think they're perfect for what I want to do, for riding in the dirt, riding on the road. Then I got these Tektro brake levers. They're just a mechanical lever, and those go down to Shimano mechanical disc brake. And then I've got the Ice Tech rotors on there. And then on the other side, I have the Knight Rider Lumina 1100 Boost. I can't speak highly enough of this light. Review is coming on that, I promise. I know I've talked about that for a long time now, probably since the beginning of the year. But I love that light. Speaking of, the Knight Rider Solus 100 is a tremendous tail light too. I love it. I have 2 of them. Okay, so let's stay on the front here. So on the cow chipper bars, I have this profile bar wrap, and I have some gel pads underneath there. I think I talked about that in the last bike check I did on this bike, so nothing new there. And then over here we have something new. This is the Paul 31.8 clamp to mount a SRAM mountain bike shifter to. So this is the XX1 11-speed shifter, and there you can see the XX1. And great shifter, because of the Paul clamp here. I'm able to run that on the drop bars because the 31.8 clamp, not the regular clamp. And for a while I actually had a bar end shifter here, but I couldn't shift to 11. I thought I could make it work, but I couldn't. So now I realize why you guys don't have the bar end shifters on 11 speed that often. They do make some, but they're pretty expensive from SRAM. And then we got the J-Packs top tube bag. Joe, I apologize, I don't remember what that bag is called, but I absolutely love it. It is a great bag. It holds all kinds of stuff. I have a pump, a spare tube, multi-tool, a granola bar in there, and I put my phone in there sometimes too. So great bag. I highly recommend Joe's bags. They're wonderful. So like I said, the Salsa 2013 El Mariachi frame. It's the one with the wider head tube. In 2013 they switched to a wider head tube to accommodate tapered steer tubes, which it kind of looks funny when you look at the straight steer tube going into it. There's a whole lot of room there, if you can see that. And anyway, I think it looks a little bit funny, but whatever. Then I have just some Planet Bike water ball cages. I don't like these as much as I like my king cage, my stainless steel king cages, but they're black and they work on the bike. And then Salsa seat post clamp. This is a just kind of generic seat post from Marin. It's what I've had on this bike for a while now, and but I like the seat clamp on it. And then I've got the Brooks Team Professional saddle on here, and this one's in like the olive color, which kind of looks brown right now, but wonderful saddle. Best saddle I've ever ridden. Love it. It's a little bit heavy compared to more modern saddles, but I love it. It's just wonderful. I'll do a video on that coming up soon, and what kind of shorts I recommend for using with a Brooks saddle soon, because that's something I just found out about, and something worth sharing. So let's see, moving down here, we got the Adventure by Bike on the inside of the chainstay there. Just love this frame. Love the alternator, single speed, capable adjustable dropouts. Right now I have them all the way slammed forward for a shorter wheelbase, and sometimes I move them back for a longer wheelbase, and it gives a little bit more compliance as the frame tends to give a little bit more. So same brake on the back, the Shimano with the Ice Tech rotor. And let's see, up here we have this is a Shimano M970 crankset. They are from 2011, something way back there, but I love it. It's still very light and pretty stiff crank. And then I have 2 chain rings on here. I don't use this one. I've used it on very rare occasions for very steep climbs, but the derailleur doesn't work all that well with that small of a chainring because I have such a large chainring up here. So this is a 22 tooth, and this is a 20 tooth jump, and having a 1x rear derailleur, it just doesn't work all that great. So yeah, that's the crankset. And then the cassette is the E13 TRS Plus 11-speed cassette, but this was the 10-speed cassette that E13 sent me. These 3 chain rings all on a aluminum carrier that replaced the 2-tooth chainring set that made this a 10-speed cassette. So that's what I thought was really interesting about their cassette. These 3 aluminum teeth, the steel, these 3 aluminum cogs with the new set, but the steel cogs you could keep. And I thought, well, that's an interesting concept because the aluminum will wear out faster than the steel. So I have my review of that cassette coming up, as I mentioned in the Trek Stash bike check video. But it is a 9 to 44 tooth 11-speed cassette, and it works pretty well. So I got a 42 tooth chainring by 9 to 44 tooth, so it gives me quite a wide range, and I can go pretty fast. And then 29 by 2.25, the XO casing, tubeless ready, and great tires, lasted a very long time. Hardly any thorns or anything have ever given me issue. I've never gotten a flat with it. You can see the sidewall is starting to seep out as I wear it down more through all the rock gardens and stuff. So it's on its way out, as you can see. It's just completely, well, not quite completely, but almost completely gone. So, but very efficient rear tire. And a lot of people ask me, well, why do you run 29 by 2.25 on the back when you have a 29 by 2.8 on the front? And that's kind of material for another video, but basically I have higher pressure on the rear, lower pressure on the front when I'm on flats and this fire road smooth stuff. More of my weight is actually on the rear wheel. It's just how my body's positioned, and then when I'm going down a hill I need more traction. So that's basically the long and the short of it. So I actually position my body weight farther back when I'm on the flats and want to be more efficient, and farther forward when I want more control and more traction of that front wheel. So I tend to ride my front wheel pretty heavy on the downhills, and that's just what works for me. I highly recommend that you always try different things as much as possible to see what works for you. That's it. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Oh, I forgot to mention my eTrex 30 because I just talked about that in the Trek Stash video, but I love this GPS. It could be on its way out. It's super old, from 2012, I think, maybe 2011, but it works well. It's just the back cover. The reason I have this rubber band on here, the back cover is wearing out, and its interface with this mount is just not really holding all that well anymore. And then I have a piece of paracord on here. I haven't mentioned this in many videos, I don't think, before, but this is a really good idea if you guys have an eTrex. Just throw a little piece of paracord on there, just wrap it with a little lark's head around one of your cables, and you won't lose your GPS. When it wears out like this, I've found that without this rubber band, it's falling off all the time, and almost ends up in my wheel, but at least it doesn't fall off and I don't lose it. So that is the El Monsteracci for June of 2018. I'm Nick from RideAlongside. Thanks so much for watching. I'm gonna go have fun in Gonzales Canyon.